That's a good reaction. My name's John. I'll be your host for this evening, everybody. Is anybody from out of town here? We all look, what's going on? You guys out of town? Where you guys from? Minnesota. Wisconsin. Don't you know? Yeah. Anybody else from out of town? South Dakota. Don't you know? Wisconsin. Jeez. Like a lot of people who live in this town, I'm actually not from here. I was actually born and raised in the Bronx, New York, y'all. Yeah. Big city kid. Unfortunately, they did find that my accent was a little bit lacking, so they shipped me down south. I essentially got Fresh Prince. Instead of Bel Air, it was Midtown Savannah. Don't worry, I don't live in a mansion like all millennials. I'm a renter. Shout out to my renters. Who's renting out there? Yeah, millennials? Yeah? Yeah. You got all the symptoms too, right? Yeah, like I wear my skinny jeans like armor, protecting myself against the world, and I don't got time for your nonsense, you know? I don't have room for this, because my jeans are so tight, you know? My healthcare plan is mostly vegetarian lifestyle and urgent care. Anybody else? And I have an unhealthy relationship with 90s Disney movies. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sounds like I need therapy, right? Yeah. Which is a very millennial thing, is to like understand the value of therapy but not be able to afford it. Yeah. I'm basically, it's like owning a home actually. I'm like renting like good mental health through like a Disney subscription. But like all millennials who grew up in New York, I was emotionally stunted by 9/11. Thank you, I'm Joy. No. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Yeah, I had a good childhood though. I had good parents. Anybody have good parents out there? Yeah. Are they in the room right now? No. No, I had a really good childhood. It was really nice. It was a little strange though. Like I grew up in the type of household that my mother did not allow me to believe in Santa Claus. Yeah. Oh shit! I wasn't expecting that reaction. Wait, did everybody who did believe in Santa Claus growing up?
Oh, absolutely.
Did not or did? You did not.
Oh no, absolutely did.
Absolutely, yeah. I bet. My mom was like, I'm not gonna let no old white man take credit for the things that I bought you. Stuff was tough at school. Come back from, Christmas break, and you talk to your friends, and I would get in fights and stuff. This kid Jeremy showed me like this new toy truck he got from Santa Claus, and I punched him in the face. I was like, I'm not gonna let no old white man take credit for stuff that my mom bought you. Yeah. They told me to chase my dreams a lot. They'd be like, hey, what do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? And I was like, I want to be tall, Mom. But you're 5'1" and Dad's 5'3". It's not a dream. That's a messed up gene pool, Actually, I wanted to be a professional wrestler. That was my dream. And when I told my mom that, you know what she told me? Nothing. She just let me believe that wrestling was real the entire time. Like John Cena was my Santa Claus, Stone Cold Steve Austin was the Easter Bunny for me. Just leaving 6 packs of beers under my pillow at night. I was 19 when I figured it out. Unrelated, I was a virgin until I was 19. Oh, I'm sorry. It's silly, I don't know. My mom, I'm painting her in a weird light, but there's probably something you should know about her. She was an NYPD officer. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, think about that. You can't tell no lies in that household, man. Like, every time I got spanked, I'd be like, this is police brutality. Somebody call Al Sharpton. Getting grounded wasn't really like being grounded. It was like doing a prison bid, you know, like friends would call me, hey, you coming out today? I was like, nah, man, I'm doing 5 to 10, brother. Yeah, but if I do good behavior, they say I can watch SpongeBob later or something, you know? Stupid. No. Anybody got spanked when they were a kid? Sure. Yeah. It's great. My mom would spank me with a belt that she owned. Like, it was like one of those wide belts, and she only used it. I think she bought it specifically just to discipline me. Like, just the threat of it was enough to keep me in order. You know, it was nice. It's nice. I have fond memories. It was Mother's Day, y'all. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Yeah. She's a very supportive mother. She supports me through like a lot of my nonsense, a lot of a lot of my relationships. Cause I'm single now, and just got out of a 7-year relationship. Everybody, yeah, and I shouldn't have known it was going south once my mother started liking her. Cause cops are bad judges of character. Yeah. And she would pressure me. She's like, John, when are you gonna get married and start having, should I call her your fiance at this point? And I was like, Mom, that's not how that works. At least let me get her pregnant first, you know what I'm saying? It was fine, yeah. And like I said, my name's John, but really my name is Jonathan Antoine, right? Jonathan's that's too strong of a name for somebody like my vibe, you know? Like Jonathan is like a real country golf course kind of name. But John is like putt-putt, where they also have like go-karts kind of vibe, you know? Like Jonathan has a family and kids and all that stuff. John has 37 plants and a kid named Portia waiting for him at home, you know? So yeah, guys. With that being said, my name is John Antoine. I'm gonna be your host. You guys ready to kick this thing off? Coming up next, we got a gentleman he's seen all around town. He runs a lot of shows around here. You can catch him at McDonald's on Wednesdays. He does stuff here. We got one next week, Friday night, 10 p.m. Everybody give it up for Mr. Eric Bailey.
Oh, y'all can do better than that. Make some noise for yourself. Thank you so much. I specifically requested that song, y'all. Here Comes the Man Black. I love Will Smith. Will Smith's my favorite. Why do you love Will Smith, Eric? I like Will Smith because last year, when it was like probably 2 years and some change, 2.5, going on 3 years into doing stand-up, I posted a clip of me doing like a comedy bit, and Will Smith shared my video on his Instagram. Yeah, man. I used to think women were real shallow for trying to go viral, like posting all kind of naughty pictures of themselves on social media. Not anymore. I'm about to start doing that, y'all. I got 12 pictures of me in a Speedo lined up ready just for that, just trying to go viral. I was mad at Will Smith for the whole year too, for what he did at the Oscars. Y'all remember what he did?
Yeah, I don't know.
You watched the Oscars, huh, man?
Maybe pushing somebody out was a good thing.
Yeah, it wasn't a good thing. I agree. It was not a good thing at all. I'm a stand-up, I'm going into comics just like all the other comedians, you know what I mean? He's terrible, screw Will Smith, all that stuff. Until he posted me on his Instagram, now I'm the biggest Will Smith fan of all time. Sir, I'm a fan of your work. I'm gonna follow you since I was a child. Please DM me back. If I see Chris Rock on these streets, I'm gonna slap him in the next Tuesday. I've been doing comedy 4 years now as of January. Thank you. This is a fun thing to do with your time. I enjoy this. I enjoy doing this. It's tough when you bomb though. It's not a fun thing when you get on stage and bomb. You ever seen a comedian bomb? Anybody? Yeah. A comedian's really bombing really hard too when he starts to give you his resume and stuff you just got done doing. The stuff you didn't ask for, right? Yeah, I just got off the road. I've been doing some shows out of town. Weather here is kind of crazy. Sir, we just saw you here last Wednesday. Tell us the next joke, please. This is a comedian whose joke's not working, all right? She gave me the pizza and it had pineapples on it, and I was like, why'd you put the pineapples on the pizza? Yeah, I just got off the road. I'm doing some shows out of town. Weather here is kind of crazy. I've been single for 4 years. I don't know if that's a coincidence. I've been single and been doing comedy for the same amount of time. We'll figure it out tonight, maybe. I don't know. 7 o'clock is early. It's tough being single. I have a hard time in 2025. As a stand-up, it's not an easy profession to be single. I can't compete with the careers of a modern woman. Hey girl, how you doing tonight? You look really pretty. What do you do? I'm actually a brain surgeon, Eric. I'm also air traffic controller and a travel blog on the side with 30 million YouTube followers, and I rescue dogs from burning buildings on the weekends. What about you, Eric? You know what, just change the subject, okay? We don't need to talk about that. I just got off the road. I'm doing some shows out of town. Weather here is kind of crazy. I think what's also rough about being single, or at least for me, it's rough because I'm 29 and I have no kids. I have 0 kids. All right, it's crazy. So y'all have kids. That's what it is. Y'all can't relate to no kids. Y'all have kids. Make some noise if you're a parent tonight. There we go. That's one lady. Very excited about her kids.
I have twins.
You got twins? That was you? What about this lady right here?
And me.
You got kids too?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many kids you got?
I have 2. I have a son and a daughter.
How many do you have?
2.
2. Okay. So you say you have a son and a daughter. What are their ages?
My daughter is.
They're right here. Was it the lady who was screaming like she's on crack?
36. She's my mom.
Hey, it's a clean show. Easy.
My daughter's 36 and my son is 31.
Okay. Sweet. Wait, you done like an improv? I think we did an improv class together. There we go. Liberal Lucy. All right. 20. I'm 29. I have 0 kids. Okay, and every person I meet, try to go on a date with, has kids. Okay, that's my difficulty because and I don't judge. Like I would love to date somebody who has a child, but sometimes I'm just like nah. Because sometimes, I get a lot of pressure from my parents too. My parents had me at a late age. My mom had me when she was 40, and my dad was 45. So I get pressure sometimes from my parents to like hurry up and have a child. And I feel like women who already have kids are ready. They're way more ready than someone who doesn't have kids. So that's my weird dilemma. And the reason why that my parents, I think, want me to hurry up and have a child is because both of my older siblings have kids. They all have girls. And my mom wants me to like carry on the family name, which is weird. I'm like, what is this, like 1800s England or something? You must carry on the family name, Eric. I'm like, what? I don't want to do that. I don't care about having kids that much. My mom had me when she was 40, and they were doing wild stuff. My parents, we talk sometimes about the differences between our generations, and there's a lot of them because of how old they are. But one of the main ones that I feel like, for me at least, that stands out the most is the technologies that come out when we become adults, right? So for my generation with social media, it was like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, made us all more connected with each other, you know what I mean? And for my older brother, he was born in the 80s, it was just the internet itself for him. So, we're all Googling stuff now, we can become more informed. I was talking to my mom and dad. My dad said, I feel like for my generation was when we took the toilets from the outside of the house to the inside of the house. So we don't have to take a dump with a fur coat on anymore. We are not the same. Yeah, man. It was a rough time. My father had a stroke 2 years ago, and I didn't know if he was going to make it. We was in the hospital for 8 weeks. The first week, his heart stopped twice. When you're young, you don't really cherish these types of relationships like you should, Just think you're going to have your parents forever, right? But got a little older and started cherishing these relationships a little more. So I started smoking with my parents. I know it was a PG-13 show, but smoking some herbs with my parents is a very fun time. Y'all ever smoke? Y'all don't smoke like that. Do y'all smoke herbs? Y'all looking at each other like, should we say? No. I know you do, Liberal Lucy. I know you smoke all kind of stuff, don't you?
Absolutely. I mean, my dad traveled to Cuba.
All right.
To
Get a whole story about you and your dad smoking, huh? It was funny because I started getting ads from Ben & Jerry's recently, too, after I started smoking with my parents. I don't know if y'all ever get ads from Ben & Jerry's, or if it's just me, but Ben & Jerry's sends me ads all the time trying to get me to sign a petition to get people out of jail on weed charges. And I think we should do it. I think we should get everyone out of prison who's there on weed charges. Can we all go along with that? Can we? I don't know what that's going to do to their ice cream sales, though, because have you seen Ben & Jerry's ice cream prices?
They will go up. They will go up.
I don't know, man. I'm not buying Ben & Jerry's ice cream just because you made me sign a petition. Ice cream's like $1,000. We're going to have to sell crack just to afford your ice cream. Now we're back to square one.
Oh, I'm buying it.
Buying crack, Liberal Lucy? Show's going off the rails. Look, y'all, I just got the road. I'm doing some shows out of town. Weather here's kind of crazy. I like how this one lady in the back was like, their sales will go up for sure. I'm buying all their ice cream. Oh, man. Another company that is struggling with their PR is Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson needs to hire Ben & Jerry's PR team, truthfully, because they had the worst COVID vaccine in 2020, and now P. Diddy's giving them the run for their money. How do you ruin baby oil? I don't get it. How do you ruin it? I used to put Johnson & Johnson baby oil on every morning when I was a child. Never thought of it in a million years. Like, one of these companies going to struggle, and it's going to be because of the terrible vaccine and Sean Puffy Combs all in the same year. P. Diddy's lawyer did a good job, though. He came out of the press conference immediately. He was like, look, I understand y'all found a lot of baby oil in my client's basement, but $1,000 is a lot. But this is America, and there's a Costco down the street. Americans buy in bulk. I was like, what? There's Costco down the street? It's kind of a sound legal argument, though. I kind of like what he did there. 2 days later, though, Costco tweeted, like, we don't even sell baby oil. Checkmate. We don't want anything to do with that Diddy stuff. I had the same conversation with my mom about our generation's differences, and she seems to think, and I agree, that this generation has way too many choices. There's way too many decisions to make on a daily basis for these kids. For my generation, my mom was, like I said, she was 40 when she had me. She was very strict about very little choices. Every night for dinner, my mom gave me 2 choices, okay? She gave me 2 choices for dinner. She said, you have 2 choices there. You can eat it or you can wear it.
No.
Those are my 2 choices every night for dinner. What else are we going to talk about while I'm up here, man? Where do y'all shop at?
Aldi.
Aldi?
And Costco.
And Costco, okay.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
items in bulk too, Little Lucy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, anybody shop at Kroger?
Yes.
Kroger? No?
Yes.
Hey, why you don't like Kroger?
Statesboro.
There's no Kroger in Statesboro?
We barely pricey.
If y'all want to have a good time while y'all shopping, go to the Kroger on Wilmington Island, okay? That's my word of advice for y'all today. Go to the Kroger on Wilmington Island. Kroger on Wilmington Island has a bar in the Kroger. Right. You ever seen a bar in the Kroger? Honey, where you at? It's 3 a.m. So I'm at the Kroger, I'm at the grocery store checking out eggs right now. Sorry, honey. And make sure this produce looks good for me. Y'all shop at Publix. It was a rough year for quite a while last year after all that Will Smith stuff, after that died down. I had a kind of a rough stretch because I was really, I wanted to vote, right? And this election year was a tough time, okay? It was a very turbulent time, at least for me, from my side. I don't like to get too deep into politics, but I just thought that, I thought we could do better. I just thought we could do better with the options we had, but we didn't. We had some pretty terrible options. Donald Trump had 34 felonies, but somehow figured out a way to get his behind back in the race. He was working hard too. He was in drive-through at McDonald's. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. Serving French fries, and I was like, sir, just with all that ice cream, with all that money, just please fix ice cream machines while you're in there. Because we wanted McFlurry for a while past 11 p.m. and I can't seem to get one. I'm just sick of this thing that he's doing, whatever this is, this dance that he's doing. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's the best.
Kind of looks like y'all too. Y'all might not know what this is. Y'all know the Bobby Shmurda dance? It's kind of what it reminds me. It kind of reminds me of like the Bobby Shmurda dance, but he's like, yeah, a little too stiff in the hips. He did have 34 felonies. I'm not going to dive into the political side of that, but what I will say is noteworthy is before he got indicted for all his felonies, he tweeted to the world that he was going to get indicted. It might not sound like anything special to y'all, but to me that's unbelievable. Only super rich people get to know in advance when they're going to jail. That's not how I find out. I find out I'm on my way to a date with a girl I met on Hinge, and I think this woman might be the love of my life, and I find out I have 37 party tickets I didn't pay. Eric, you're going to jail. And they asked the girl too, like, hey, you gonna bail him out? And she's like, I just met him on Hinge, and I don't know this guy. I'm like, look, officer, I just got off the road doing some shows out of town. Weather here is kind of crazy. All right. People were upset with Joe Biden toward the end there, because he couldn't finish his sentences on both sides. People were mad because he was having trouble with his sentences. I don't really care about that. I'm 29. There's probably no less than 30 things on a daily basis where I start saying something and realize halfway through, like, I don't remember what I'm talking about right now. But because I'm young and like socially, I gotta come up with a middle and end of what I'm saying. But when you're 80, nobody gives a damn about a sentence. Who cares? You just start it and end it with whatever he says. Who cares? People were upset because he couldn't ride a bike. I'm like, what is this, a Tour de France? I don't give a shit. If he can ride a bike. I do remember, though, what did have me a little upset, though, was all the balloons and drones that flew across our country. Do y'all remember the drones? It started with the drones. It started with the balloons. More recently, it was the drones. CBS News said it was 4 Chinese weather balloons that veered off course. Do you know how far China is from America? Do you know how far you have to veer off course to cross the entire Pacific Ocean and end up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina somewhere? They said they shot down 3 of them. I was like, where is this 4th balloon at now? What is it? They end up at Greta Thunberg's house or something like that? We're doomed. If we can't successfully take down 4 hot air balloons as a country, we're screwed, y'all. We're done. I Googled it too. How much does it cost to gas up an F-16 fighter jet and shoot 1 missile? You know it costs $500,000 to shoot a missile from a fighter jet? I was like, that's $500,000 too much, Sleepy Joe. You could have sent me up there for $100 with a parachute and a paperclip, and I'd have popped every one of those balloons. Just mad because they called him Sleepy. I was born in the 90s, Clinton was getting women. Bush was bombing everybody in the world. Obama was like shooting 3-pointers and layups at high schools and knocking them things down. Been a far more entertaining presence than this. All right, I'm gonna leave on this, y'all. I was taking a piss in the alley the other day in Savannah. Did I say piss? Is that cleaning up? I was taking a leak in the alley the other day in Savannah. It's a very awkward moment. 2 girls walked past me while I was in the alley. It's tough because, most people were just like, I'll see them later. Not me. I always have to speak when I see my friends. So I was like, hey, Brittany, how you doing tonight? You doing okay? What's going on? And now it's awkward, like really awkward, because I saw her friend. Her friend was cute, and I really wanted to talk to her friend. but it was kind of hard sparking a conversation where you would do with the pissy hands if you just left the alley, you know what I mean? So just trying to spark something to say, just kill the awkwardness of the situation. And I just looked at the girl and I was like, hey, look, I just got off the road. I'm doing some shows out of town. The weather here is kind of crazy. My name's Eric Bailey. Thank you guys for coming out and watching some PG-13 comedy. Give it up for your host, John Antoine. Thank you guys.
Let's keep it going for Eric, y'all. Awesome, y'all. Y'all ready to keep this thing rolling? Yeah. Up next, she was voted Florida's second funniest female comedian. Everybody give it up for the lovely Stephanie Capo!
I'm gonna be honest, I've just had a day where nothing has gone right, and even coming over here, I was trying to find a parking spot here, and I couldn't find a spot, and I was circling the block, and finally I see a spot, and right as I start to pull into it, someone sneaks in and grabs it right out in front of me. And at first I got really mad at that person, but then I thought about it, and I said, you know what, Stephanie, you don't know what her day was like. Maybe her boss yelled at her. Maybe she spilled coffee on herself. And now her car's gonna get keyed tonight. So you just never really know what other people are going through. That's my message to you this evening. Thank you. Now, I am Florida's second funniest female, or as my mom calls me, not the winner. It's fine. It's fine. I like being second, okay? It's the same approach that I take to dating. Am I the one? No. Am I in this bar? Yeah. Lower your expectations and let's settle for the night, okay? It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to be fancy. Now, I used to live in Florida. I moved up to Georgia a couple of years ago, and when I moved up here to Savannah, everyone kept telling me, Stephanie, get ready. Get ready, Stephanie. No open container law. It's wild downtown. And with all due respect to those people, I lived in Key West, Florida for 15 years. Least dangerous thing I ever did? Drink a vodka soda on the sidewalk. Most dangerous thing I ever did? Lived in South Florida. Have you seen that place? Oh my God. South Florida is insane. South Florida, you've Googled Florida man? I've dated Florida man, okay? I'm mentioned in an article. Unidentified female? That's me. It was my birthday. Thank you. South Florida is like the pocket lint of America. We don't know how it got there, and it's really gross when it gets underneath your fingernails. It's like, ew, what's this? South Florida is so wild, they are always filming an episode of Dateline somewhere. They're not even investigating a crime. They just hang out in the parking lot of a Walmart and wait for a guy to come out with a shovel, a roll of trash bags, and some bleach. They're like, follow him. 3-part series. No, I'm glad I moved up here to Savannah. I will say though, if you wanted to warn me about something in Savannah, you should have warned me about SCAD students, okay? I'm sorry. I mean, they're not bad, but they're like those little lizards that you see outside. And it's cute when they're in the park, but you don't want them where you live, you know? I don't know. And I try not to be too judgy. I think, honestly, I'm gonna own this. I think part of it is they make me feel a little old. I mean, they're in their early 20s. I'm in my late 20s. Okay, I am nearly 30. Not as near as I used to be, but I could still touch it if I wanted to, if I really leaned and stretched. No, but I mean, I see these kids out there, they're young, and it makes me a little self-conscious, like, do I have on the right jeans? Is my hair parted the right way? But then I look at them and I'm like, they are dressed like I dressed in the 2nd grade. So I have news for you, SCAD students. This is your future, okay? This is you in 20 years. A middle-aged white lady. Look, if you want right now, I will sell you my clothes. We can cut out the middleman of Goodwill, all right? We don't need to keep them in the loop. It's fine. It's fine. No, but it's good. I love Savannah. I love the cute little neighborhoods in Savannah. I was driving through a neighborhood the other day, and they had a sign that said, "Drive like your kids live here." And I gunned it. I was like, holy crap, they're here? I got rid of them. What? I was doing 60 and a 35 really fast. It's like, my God. But no, I bought a house here in Savannah. Yeah, well, I guess when I say I bought a house, I mean my parents gave me a down payment for a house because I make good life choices, like doing comedy on a $12 ticket. So it's going well for me. But you know, when I say that my parents gave me the money for the down payment, I just want to say I'm not spoiled. This was a strategic move on their part because they were like, she's getting closer, we don't want her in the house. Like, let's just invest now and block that entrance. But no, and I pay the mortgage, and the insurance and the taxes and everything. So really, when you think about it, my parents just didn't give me the gift of homeownership, they gave me the gift of soul-crushing debt. So it's going well. It's a 30-year mortgage, which I think is a bit ambitious on the bank's part. They should have talked to Amex first about how that was going to go, but it's going well. It's nice. I know 30 years, that's a long time, and I'll probably die before I pay it off. But it's okay. It's a 3-bedroom coffin, and it's spacious. So I really like it. But I am not in the type of neighborhood where we encourage people to drive slow. I don't even know if there's a speed limit on my street. I think it's just gun it, like literally one way or the other. But it's good, it's good. We call it a transitioning neighborhood. That's not code for anything. That just means when you transition from your house to your car, do it quickly. Like, don't hang out there. Like, get in that house. But no, I live on the type of block where there's always broken glass somewhere and a chicken wing bone just on the sidewalk. And if you go out and you sweep it up, immediately you hear a bottle break and then a chicken scream. It's very... But I have noticed lately some of the bottles are IPAs. So we're moving up. We're moving up in the world. We are. It's going to be good. Actually, it was really sad. One of my neighbors got robbed the other week. Yeah, I mean, you know how they say if you get a new TV, don't leave like the box out in front of your house, you know, expensive electronics and such. So I got a new TV and I put the box in front of their house. And accurate, very accurate. And honestly, I think they were a little ticked when they couldn't find that TV because they just trashed the place. I felt so bad. I invited the neighbors over to watch TV while the police were still fingerprinting it. So they seemed to appreciate that. It was good. It was good. But no, one thing that's a little odd about my house, it has a ghost. And I know what you're thinking, Stephanie, there's an affordable housing crisis. We all have roommates. Get over it. But I mean, my ghost is a little different. It's a millennial. And it's weird having a millennial ghost, but there are some clear signs. Like one day I woke up and there were 30 apps downloaded on my phone. And then all of my Netflix preferences got changed to shows about murder. And I was like, I get it, it's all about your death. But then one day, this was crazy, I came out of the shower and written in the steam on the mirror, it said, buy organically sourced oat milk or else. And I was like, wow, going there. But no, it's weird to me. It's not like spooky having a millennial ghost. Like they kind of do things that are more helpful. Like the other day they sorted my recycling. They unpacked my HelloFresh box. It's not. And honestly, I saw their Pinterest page the other day. They left it open on my phone. And they're not even coming up with these ideas themselves. Like this is the least creative ghost. And half the time it's just memes about tariffs. And I'm like, it's frightening, but I don't know if it's spooky, you know? Very weird. And then it kind of went to a level the other night. The ghost actually woke me up in the middle of the night. And they said they had like demands. They wanted to be promoted to a poltergeist. And they wanted to be able to work remote 4 days a week. To which I was like, well, you don't have a body, so you're kind of already telecommuting. But they said I wasn't respecting their work-afterlife balance. Which I was like, okay, that's fair enough, but you know what? Ghosts back in my grandparents' day, they were like Civil War ghosts, and they had like uniforms, and they would like levitate and walk through walls, like step it up. Last week, you just tagged your orb on my Instagram post and hashtagged it, you only haunt once. That's not really doing anything. That's ridiculous. No, but we talked it out, and we made a vision board together. And they promised to slam doors and flicker lights, and I promised to give them 10 positive affirmations every week. And next week we're going to start a podcast together called The Spirit and the Spinster. So please download us any place you get your podcast. It's going to be big. Now, having a ghost though, it does make me think about how I'm going to die. And I kind of come up with all these ideas in my head. And I think it's going to be like something really sad and tragic. Not like, oh, she died so young, or like saving an orphan, but like that's a really pathetic way to die. Like I'm gonna be pulling out of the Taco Bell drive-thru and just get T-boned. And there'd be a story in the local paper that says local woman dies with chalupa in mouth. My obituary is just gonna be my order printed. She was surrounded by 3 soft tacos, a Mexi Melt, a Crunchwrap Supreme, a quesadilla, half a chalupa, a cinnamon twist, nacho fries, nacho nuggets. She was eating for 1. Her last words were, "Did you put fire sauce in the bag?" My friends are going to be like, you know what? Stephanie died happy. She died enjoying her greatest passion in life, eating melted cheese. We only wish she could have been with her one true love in life, Arby's beef and cheddar. No. So my mom is currently mad at me. Shocker. No, she's mad because I'm refusing to acknowledge my nephew's preschool graduation. That's not a thing. I'm sorry if you're planning a preschool graduation right now, but it's not a thing, all right? To graduate from preschool, all you have to do is know your colors and your telephone number. And quite honestly, as an adult, you don't have to know your telephone number, all right? It's not even a requirement anymore. We just scan things now. But it's like, I get this printed invitation with a picture of him in a cap and gown, and there's gonna be a ceremony, and cake, and my brother's like, I'm gonna get him one of those little motorized cars. I have a master's degree, and no one gave me a car. I got a savings bond, and the savings bond and I have both not matured yet, okay? I'm sorry, I refuse to acknowledge this. And you know what? We're going to continue to have this fight because he's going to have a kindergarten graduation and a 5th grade graduation and an 8th grade graduation. You know why teenagers are such jerks? They think they've graduated 4 times and have a PhD. And I'll tell you what, when that kid graduates from high school, I will acknowledge it the same way that my father acknowledged my high school graduation. He said, Stephanie, that is a state requirement. You do not celebrate, keep your hands down. And I'm going to give him exactly what I got from my high school graduation, a Best Buy gift card. And if he can find a place to use it, then he's an adult, okay? Congratulations. But if you are going to a graduation party this year, if you are, please, do not make this horrible graduation foul. Do not give the graduate a copy of Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You'll Go. I want to be very clear right now. Nobody wants that book, okay? Not a kid graduating high school and going to college. He does not want to take anything Dr. Seuss with him to college. All right, maybe a Dr. Seuss bong, because I had a Cat in the Hat bong. Used it a lot in college. Very helpful. But do not, and do not give someone graduating from college that book. I mean, look at this economy right now. The job market, housing prices. That book is mean to give him. Unless the places he's going is back to his hometown in his parents' basement. It doesn't make sense. I wouldn't even give a college graduate green eggs and ham right now. That's a croissant. I'm just saying, give the kid a book of coupons, and like that's the best advice you can give him right now, all right? Teach him how to save 50 cents on laundry detergent. No. I do appreciate you all coming out tonight. I probably would have stayed home if it wasn't for this, I'll be honest. I would have stayed home and I would have watched TV. That's right, I would be on my sofa right now watching TV. I wouldn't even be streaming. I'd be watching cable. Yeah, I'm that girl. I'm not cutting the cord, I'm keeping it. Because you know what? On cable, you find things you would never find on a streaming service. Never find. There's a little show called I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant. Apple TV's not putting that out for you, no sir. You know what channel that's on? TLC, and the L stands for learning, so just hold on to that for a moment, okay? If you've never watched this show, here's the premise. A lady eats a gas station burrito, thinks she has food poisoning, goes to the hospital, sneezes, and a baby falls out. And then she says, I didn't know I was pregnant. They ask the women on this show the same question every time. Were there any signs or warnings that you were pregnant? And they all answer the same. They say, well, I didn't get my period for 9 months. I gained 40 pounds. My breasts began to lactate. And every now and then, the shape of a small human foot would move across my stomach. But no, there were no signs that I was pregnant. Let me tell you something, friends, because I think we're friends now at this point. This isn't a one-time TV special. It's not a mini-series. It's a reoccurring seasonal show. Each season featuring 36 episodes. Each episode highlighting the stories of 2 women who did not know they were pregnant. Do the math. We have a problem, America, okay? This is so bad, they have themes to the show. I didn't know I was pregnant on a boat. I didn't know I was pregnant on a plane. I didn't know I was pregnant on a train. It's like Dr. Seuss. Oh, the places you could have a baby. But then there is my all-time favorite. I didn't know I was pregnant on the toilet. I'm not a mother. I don't want to judge anyone, but I've never gone to the bathroom expecting to have a bowel movement and had a baby. I've never felt like a poo and had a 10-pound baby boy. But I get worried, because what if one day I'm at the office and God's feeling a little vengeful. And I think I got a little silent but deadly to let out. And I have a baby. I know the rule on smelt it, dealt it. What's the rule on birthed it, raised it? Well, I think my time's already come up here, but I'm going to leave you on one last little joyful thing that happened. My cousin got engaged. Yeah, don't cheer for that. She's having a destination wedding. Yeah, isn't that great? Destination wedding. I'm over this. I'm over the destination stuff. Destination weddings, destination birthdays, destination bachelorette parties. When did other people's life choices start dictating our sky miles and vacation time, okay? I don't understand it. Why are you having a destination birthday? That's the most basic thing about you. We all have a birthday every year. If you're not, you're dead. Look into it. It's an actual fact. Why am I going on a girls' trip with a bunch of girls I can't stand just because you lived this year? I mean, seriously, why can't we just go to the bar, get drunk, make out with the bartender, like I do on my birthday, and Tuesdays? And ladies, the day you get married, that's going to be the most incredible day of your life. That's the day you marry the person of your dreams. or that you're settling for, whatever. But how is me going through airport customs gonna make your day any more special? And some of you girls are on your second destination weddings. I'm not climbing up the side of a hill in Costa Rica in stilettos holding a toaster oven for a third time, Becky. You're gonna make this marriage work, you hear me? But I will tell you this right now, I have a plan. I'm getting revenge. I'm going to have a destination funeral. You only get one of those, girls. And it's going to be terribly difficult to get to. I'm not talking about a tight connection in the Atlanta airport difficult. I'm talking about canoeing down the river in the Amazon with my dead body strapped to the back. And I'm not getting cremated or embalmed. So you're just gonna have a stinky Stephanie carcass back there the entire time, trapped in all kinds of things. You'll all be wearing matching t-shirts and neon, but you can totally wear again. There's say things like Stephanie's super fun destination funeral, and ding dong, the witch is gone. Stephanie got the death sentence. You'll be Instagramming live the entire time. Hashtag Stephanie's dead, hashtag no filter, hashtag no coffin. Your gift bag will just be a shovel because I spent my entire funeral fund on your 33rd destination birthday wedding. And if you're thinking to yourself, Stephanie, you'll be dead. What are you going to do if we don't show up? I am this petty alive. Wait till I'm dead and have eternity to haunt you. That's what I have for you tonight, Savannah. I gotta go keep some cars. Have a great evening.
Keep it going for Stephanie Gable, y'all. Thank you guys so much for coming out to see some clean comedy tonight, y'all. We do have another show coming up at 8:30, y'all, so ask you kindly to clear the theater once we're out so we can flip the space for the next show. Thank you guys so much. I'm Big John Antoine.